Mary lived in a small, quiet suburb of Springfield. Her house was a cozy detached house with a white facade and dark blue shutters. The porch was surrounded by flower beds that she tended herself. But despite the idyllic surroundings, Mary often felt lonely. Her only company was her faithful friend, a 9-year-old sheepdog called Barney. Barney wasn't just a pet, he was her protector, always by her side, especially at night. Every night, Barney would lie on his little plaid blanket right next to Mary's bed. She had put the blanket there so that Barney could be close to her while she slept. His gentle breathing was soothing to Mary, it made her feel safe. But one cold October night, as the wind howled through the trees, Mary was woken by a soft scraping sound from the hallway. Barney, alert as ever, immediately raised his head. Without hesitation, he got up and went into the dark hallway to see what was wrong. Mary listened intently, but heard nothing but Barney's paws pattering softly across the wooden floor. After a few minutes, he returned and lay back down on his blanket. Mary stroked his head and calmed him down again.
Good boy,
she whispered before falling asleep again. The next day was business as usual. Mary went to work and tried to forget the restless night. But when she got home, she was overcome with a strange sense of unease. The shadows in the corners of her house seemed deeper and darker than usual, and a vague chill pervaded the rooms. Barney also seemed more nervous than usual, following Mary's every move, his eyes ever watchful in the dark corners of the house. Mary was particularly tired that evening and went to bed early. As soon as she closed her eyes, she fell into a deep, dreamless sleep. But once again she was woken by a noise. This time it sounded like scratching, as if someone was carefully trying to open the door. Barney raised his head again and went to check. Mary was too tired to get up herself. She trusted that Barney would strike if something was wrong. A few hours later, Mary woke up again. It was deepest night and the room was in complete darkness. She could hear Barney breathing softly, his heavy breathing sounding rhythmically beside her bed. Mary felt down to him with her hand and felt her friend's soft fur. She sighed with relief and got up to go to the bathroom. A cold breeze brushed her face as she entered the hallway. The night air was biting, sharper than usual, and Mary felt goosebumps creep over her body. A soft, barely perceptible sound pierced the silence, a slow drip coming from somewhere deep in the house.
was the tap still dripping?
She quickly dismissed this thought in the face of her tiredness. Step by step, she felt her way along the walls, almost blind in the darkness. The path to the bathroom was not long, but on this night it felt endless. With a fleeting, deep breath, she finally opened the door. A faint light fell through the bathroom window from above, just enough to make out the outline of the room. Mary entered the bathroom and closed the door behind her. The dripping she had heard earlier was now unmistakable. Her breath hitched as she cautiously approached the shower cubicle. She was overcome by an oppressive feeling. The air in the room was icy. She turned her gaze to the shower curtain, which swayed slightly in the breeze. Her fingers, pale and cold, slowly reached out to push the shower curtain aside. She froze. The light of the moon shining through the window illuminated a horrible, grotesque image. Suddenly she froze. Barney was hanging in front of her, suspended in the shower cubicle. His fur had been ripped off and blood was slowly dripping onto the tiles. The stench of death was overwhelming. Mary's breath hitched and she felt her knees buckle. Barney's lifeless body rocked gently back and forth, and Mary could hardly bear to look at it. Tears welled up in her eyes and she wondered who would be capable of such a thing. But then she was overcome by an even more terrible thought. If Barney was here in the bathroom, who, or what, was lying next to her bed the whole time?